My name is Clare Palmer. I am 46 years old. I am a receptionist and I am a mum of 3 children and 3 dogs, and I have rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune condition. So it not only affects the joints, it can affect the internal organs as well, and that's something that's very misunderstood. There's 400,000 people in the UK living with rheumatoid arthritis. The key symptoms to look out for are fatigue, but also stiffness and swelling and hot, inflamed joints. Rheumatoid arthritis usually starts in the small joints, so usually the hands or the feet, but it can affect absolutely any joint in the body. About
June time, I was losing weight, I was exercising, and that's when my knees started hurting and my balls on my feet, and I just thought I was wearing the wrong kind of shoes, you know, not the proper trainers and things like that. So I ended up having to go to the doctors because my knees were so bad. They just said that I'd pulled some ligaments in my knee. They gave me some painkillers, some standard painkillers, paracetamol, ibuprofen. I think it would be July. The pain was getting worse. Me and my son had gone for a long walk and did about 8 miles. And I just thought it had aggravated it. So I went back to the doctors. He said no, it was still these ligaments. And by that stage I was in real pain. You know, trying to sit down was an issue. The pain was excruciating. And I just felt as though it couldn't have just been that, it was something else.
Rheumatoid arthritis can have a devastating effect if not treated quickly and efficiently with the right treatment, and it can impact on every aspect of life. Being diagnosed in those sort of prime age of between 30 and 55, you're right in the middle of a career probably, or you might have just come out of university and about to start a career, and it can have a big impact. And chronic fatigue, of course, can have such an impact on being able to do a full day's work.
September, went back again. I went to minor injuries. I got stronger painkillers because the painkillers that they gave me originally weren't working. So I was on tramadol. They sent me loopy. I started hallucinating and things like that.
I remember having to help her out of bed, get her dressed, help her down the stairs, upstairs.
I went in to where she was being kept in A&E. The doctor basically just told her to exercise a bit more, put some more strain on her joints, and maybe that will make things better. So we walked out that day thinking, oh, it's all going to be fine, just go to the gym a bit more and it'll all be okay.
And then it just gradually got worse. I was still working as well, and I was just finding that getting up out of the chair and sitting back down, it was still causing a lot of problems. It got to about end of October, and I got to end of October.
I can stop recording if you want to send it yourself for a minute.
No.
Take a minute, take time.
And the pain was so bad. And I was in bed and I couldn't get out of bed. So my sister-in-law came down and ended up getting an ambulance. And I was taken to A&E because my body had gone into spasms, because I got to the point where I didn't want to get out of bed because I was hurting so much. I thought just resting might help it, because again they was just telling me that it was because I was overweight and I was compensating on other joints that it was hurting so much. And then a doctor at A&E came to me. He said the same thing, and then another doctor came to me. He just literally put his hands on all my joints and he says, I'm going to take some blood tests. He says, and I'm going to come back to you. So blood test went off and came back, and he said that it was looking like rheumatoid arthritis. He says, and that's what you're suffering with. He came with some tramadol injection form and some prednisolone, which is a steroid. By that stage then, I actually physically walked out of the hospital to come back home. I just couldn't believe I'd gone from in so much pain. I can't tell you now. I can't tell you what the pain was like. It was worse than childbirth. I'd have gone through childbirth constantly. So I came home and I felt okay. I was moving about a bit, you know. I just couldn't believe the difference just these tablets had given me. But then by the morning, I'd gone straight back down.
There are 3 times as many women as men have rheumatoid arthritis. The thing that really attracted me to this role is actually getting out and meeting the people affected by this condition. And I do often feel incredibly humble by meeting the people living with RA, because they're so stoic. They put up with so much and they complain very little, and they have to be admired for what they have to put up with on a day-to-day basis.
It did affect my schoolwork, but obviously my mum's more important, so it was no choice really.
I was obviously concerned about my mum, and it was hard to see her go through stuff like this.
I think the whole situation really brought us closer together as a family, because we were doing everything for each other as well. It weren't just for mum.
The doctor in the hospital referred me, you know, to the rheumatology department, and that's when it, you know, the ball started rolling really. My first hospital appointment came through pretty quick. Beginning of December, I was seen at Barnsley Hospital in their rheumatology department. I had blood test upon blood test. I had x-rays on my joints. I had to go back in 2 weeks. I was being monitored every 2 weeks. And they found that my white blood cells were so high, they thought at first I'd got leukemia. It was just the fact that the rheumatoid had took over my body so much that it had gone sky high. The consultant said that it was the worst case that she'd seen in a long, long time.
Rheumatoid arthritis can be triggered by lots of other environmental factors: childbirth, smoking, menopause, but also sometimes having a bad infection or having a very stressful event in somebody's life. But one of the major factors in modern life that is linked with rheumatoid arthritis is smoking. It will double your risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis if you have a family connection.
I was then taking methotrexate, which is a form of chemotherapy. Well, it is chemotherapy, but in a mild dose. They decided to put me on Entrocept, which is Enbrel, but that had some nasty side effects. The methotrexate did. My hair started thinning, my teeth, and sickness. The sickness with it makes you feel really sick. Touch wood, I am now what they call in remission, and I have been now for at least, I would say a good 2 years. I feel better, I can do things more. I still, you know, my body tells me when it's had enough when I'm walking, but I can walk my dogs, which I couldn't do before. You know, I go on holidays, I can do things with my children, you know, everything is just, you know, like it was before. Yeah, my joints are not the same, but I am getting there now, so touch wood, it stays that way.
We're often asked, will there ever be a cure for rheumatoid arthritis? Yes, I think there will. I mean, there's amazing research going on out there, amazing scientists doing fantastic work. So, fingers crossed, yes, I hope there will be a cure in the future.
Do I think there'll be a cure for rheumatoid arthritis? Yeah. I think they'll find something what triggers it and be able to cure it, absolutely, definitely. So I think the research that they're doing at the moment is amazing. I follow it on Twitter and social media. It's great, and I hope that no one else has to suffer, because it is debilitating, but you know, you can come out of it to the other side. It's great.
Looking at that, I just started laughing.
You're ruining it.
Oh, it's funny.
Like, what time is it?
I want a wreck, but you know.
What did I forget? Pardon? Actually, a little bit of water would be nice.
You're introducing yourself,
You
you
didn't
see.
tell me I needed to know a bit about myself as well. I hate
Well,
that bit.
but the thing is,
that.
no, it's okay.
When you want to end up with
I know. I knew I would know. I knew I would know.